And so there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace today. But one of the good things about what we do is we bring certainty in an uncertain scenario. And that's what I want to talk to you about right now, is that we have a tremendous viable opportunity for people, as I think about the beauty of our system, to offer an opportunity for somebody for $199 and $25 a month, where they can work from the comfort of their home with this technology, doing the things that we know how to do, acquire customers on services that people need, want, and use every single day, is a dream come true. And I was talking to some of the Circle members during our call this week, and one of the things that came to mind was the compensation plan changes that we initiated January 6th of 2020. And one of the things that I said was, you know, we thought about those changes, we strategized for those changes back in the fall of 2019. And in the fall of 2019, we made some strategic decisions, and we made the announcements for those decisions while we were in Long Beach, California. Remember the last event we had? It seems like a lifetime ago already, but it was in Long Beach, California. And we talked about the strategy going into 2020. And we took everybody's opportunity from $4.99 to $1.99 and $25 a month. We went from 10% personal residual income to 20%. We went from a quarter percent of residual income on the overriding side to 4% residual income, 16 times increasing people's overriding residual income off of the customers that their organization was receiving, doubling the personal residual income, and reducing the support fee to get involved in the company and as an ongoing concern. And one of the things that I told the Circle, and I'm going to tell every single one of you, looking back at the strategy, the strategizing time and the implementation of what we did, I'm telling you, it was providential. We obviously had no idea what was going to happen globally, not just in the United States or Canada, but globally with this virus. We had no idea, obviously, how detrimental it was going to be. But thank God that we were able to make those decisions in the fall of 2019 to put us in a position today to work from the luxury of our homes. I've been in my home office every single day talking to thousands of people. It's been an exciting time for me to be able to do it. But at the same time, we have tremendous scope in regards to our messaging and what we're able to do, because we bring hope to people that have no hope. And one of the things that I said that we're doing, in fact, I think I said this on a leadership call last week, is that we are competing for all of their time that all these people are spending at home today. And I see that most people that I'm have conversations with outside of ACN, every single one of them, I shouldn't say every single one, but most of them are focused on the wrong things. We're having conversations about all the things that are in the news media, about the death rate and this and that. And listen, here's the bottom line. Here's what I said. I said, we're competing for people's time. It's either going to be CNN or ACN. And we need to tell as many people as we can during this season about the ACN story that can give them hope. So it's a matter of perspective. And I know as well as you know, if you have the right perspective, if you can take yourself outside of the circumstance and go from a top-down view, it's like you're in a maze down here, but when you're above the maze, you can see exactly the things that need to get done, the activity that needs to get done, the direction that you need to go in order to get out. But you need to have the right perspective. See, every single one of us has one of these. And connected to this right here is the entire world of information. You can access anything that you want to access through this device. You all know that. But this device, as small as it is, it can be very consuming. When you agree, that's what we see people doing. And if it's too consuming, if this is all that you see every single day is this, you can't see the realities of the rest of the world and have the proper perspective on what you need to do, because this is all that you're viewing, is what's on this little device. But when you take it aside, when you put it aside, and now you get around people that pour hope and opportunity into people's lives, now you can get a different perspective on what you need to do in order to get out of the funk that everybody else is in. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about a global initiative that we are initiating starting this Saturday that is going to be so effective. It's going to be one, in fact, I believe it's going to be one of the most effective things that's we've ever done, because we've never had a company down initiative. It's always been leader to leader, organization to organization, but we've never had a company down initiative. And so today's call is designed to be around all around the concept of all out massive action. It's not spending time on the couch. It's not watching CNN. It's not thinking about all the things that are going on outside of the world. Here's what I come to find out. I listened to an interview with a Navy SEAL this past week. And one of the guy that was doing the interview, here's what he asked the Navy SEAL. He says, how did you deal with all the adversity every single day? How did you come out of that so normal? How were you so effective with what you did? Here's what he said. He said, when I was in a scenario, he pictured the circumference around him were things that were outside of his control. And the thing that he found out is, says, if he became fearful of outside of what was in his outside of his control, then he became paralyzed. Until he started to focus on the things that he could control and act upon the things that he could control, he was having an issue with passing the Navy SEAL training. But he did it, and he figured that out. And so what we're going to talk about today is focusing on the things that we can control. And there's going to be a company down initiative that's going to start this Saturday that I'm going to share with all of you. And this is around the whole concept of all out massive action. And I can't wait to get into it right now with every single one of you. But before I do, actually, there's one other thing that we've initiated that I know that most of you, if not all of you, have already participated in. You participated in the trainings that we're making available online so that you can become product experts. And a couple of days ago, we did Vivint. Today, we did IDCO. And Mike Kane's online right now. And he's going to give you some additional insight on that initiative so that you can have your entire organizations plug in every single week on a different service that we're going to highlight. So Mike, give some people some background on this product initiative training.
Absolutely, Greg. Thanks so much. It's great to see or hear from everybody and have all the participants on here today. As Greg said, he's going to roll out the initiative on the business presentation opportunity and the direction that we'll be taking. But the other direction we started already this week was product trainings with customer acquisition attached to them about all of our different product strategies, how to become a product expert. We launched with Vivint on Tuesday with hundreds and hundreds of participants, a part of what we're doing. Loved what we did. Anthony from Vivint was part of the program on Tuesday. We actually also had a Vivint, and we still have this running today, a Vivint bonus promo, $300 per IBO per order if you can land when you land a Vivint order on top of everything else. So it was a great strategy session, a great opportunity to learn about Vivint as a company and Vivint as a product line and a partner of ACN. And then ACN, we had the ID Seal Today program. We're going to launch a Sphere product training on Tuesday, April 14th. And our plan is right now to have Flash available next week, probably Thursday, April 16th at 2 p.m. is something that we're working on as well. So we're looking to have a 2 p.m. daily product training webinar available to everybody across the board, US, Canada, and cover all of our products. We'll then host those product trainings in the back office via ACN Compass. So if you have participated, you go to the back office, you can review it again and get updated on the newest and latest and greatest training that we're going to continue to provide in that marketplace, as well as continued training. But that's on the product end, Greg. I know you got a lot more to discuss here today, and I'm excited about the kind of mega Zoom regional that we'll be putting together this Saturday that you'll talk more about. So with that, I can't wait to have everyone participate. I'll be hosting those product trainings and looking forward to seeing everybody then.
Yeah, buddy. And we had a tremendous participation on the 2 calls that we've already had. Sphere is going to be next week, and we're excited about what that's going to bring. And those are going to be ongoing as every single month. We're going to give you additional insight on all the services that we market, so that, you know, and all of that's going to be available on the back office for you to go to as well. They're going to be recorded for everybody to be able to view if they can hear the live presentation at 2 o'clock when the trainings are there. Let me tell you what else we're going to do before I get into the big initiative that we have. This Saturday, we're going to have 2 virtual online Saturday trainings for the entire company to participate in. Is that going to be awesome? So in the United States at 12 o'clock Eastern time, Pat Mazer is going to be hosting a BOM. And so he's going to start at 12 o'clock Eastern. He's going to host. He's going to play Tony Kupas's presentation, Tony Kupas's BOM. And then he's going to come back and he is going to close out that meeting with testimonials that are going to validate everything that was talked about during that BOM. And then after that, we have a training that's going to go on with Jeff and Melissa Street, Cody Mackey, Nakota Bragg, and James Adlam, along with Tony Kupas is going to be there as well. So what a great Saturday event. If I were you, I would plug all my people into this event. You're going to get a link in advance as to when that is going to be and where it's going to be via Zoom. What an exciting Saturday that's going to be. In addition to that, there is going to be a Saturday event that's going to be taking place in Canada. And Franco, I know you're online right now. Can you let everybody know about the Saturday event? Because I was not aware of the time frame that it's going to start and who the specific speakers are going to be.
Thanks, Greg. It's the same time as the US, 12 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be Mr. Aaron Burt, Senior Vice President, Mr. Nathan Goldberg, Senior Vice President, and Mr. Craig Moyer, Senior Vice President. It's going to be a killer event. And for all people across Canada, we're very excited about that event for everybody across the country. 12 p.m.
Nice,
Eastern,
buddy. 9
a.m. Pacific.
That's going to be awesome. So 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. I was going to say specific. 9 a.m. Pacific. We're going to have a U.S. Training, a Canadian training. You can plug in wherever it's appropriate for you and your organization. What an exciting Saturday that's going to be. In addition to all of that, and here's the top-down initiative that I'm really, really excited about. We are going to have one presentation Monday through Thursday, starting next week at 7 o'clock East Coast time, 7 o'clock West Coast time. And this is going to be a presentation that's going to be hosted by a Circle of Champions member or a senior vice president. The company's going to pick individuals to be able to host it. They're going to play the Tony Kupas presentation, and they're going to close out with testimonial as well. So that's going to be done. One presentation a night, East Coast, West Coast, a great thing. And then we're going to roll people in to a quick start training. Initially, we want them to be enrolled into your quick start training. And then by the end, but probably not this coming week, but the following week, we're going to have a company sponsored quick start training as well, so that every single one of you can roll your people in to that quick start training. Now, let me tell you the strategy behind what we're talking about. This is not to take place of anything that you're doing. This is not to replace anything. This is in addition to. And so we want you to continue to do your own business receptions via Zoom or whatever medium that you're using all day long. Pour people into the 7 p.m. East Coast, 7 p.m. West Coast as a second look. Or if they didn't get a first look, this could be a first look as well. And so this is something in addition to that we wanted you to have access to. So just think about this. I want you to think about everybody in your organizations. They obviously can't all rely on you to do a training because we're all busy, right? Wouldn't you like to mobilize your entire organizations to go out and have conversations? Remember on the leadership call last week, I said, if you want to jumpstart your business, have 100 conversations over the next 7 days. If you want to do something greater, have 250 conversations. If you want to be a superhero, initiate 500 conversations in the next week. And just to ask people how they're doing, because one of the things that you should be doing differently today than in any other time is to be empathetic when you're having a conversation with people. This is not a time to be vague. This is not a time to say, hey, can I have your name and number? I'll talk to you later. Or I don't have the information. I'll talk to you. No. Now's a time to be social. You know, one of the most misused terms right now, in my opinion, is social distancing. I don't think that we can survive. I know that I can't survive unless I'm social. Now we do have to physically be distant, right? But social distancing, I think, is a misnomer today. So we got to physically be distant, follow the government mandates, but social distancing, in my opinion, is a misnomer. And so I would initiate as many conversations as I could and initially just ask people how they're doing. Most people are going to talk about fear and worry and don't know what the future holds. And that's a good opportunity to ask them, would you be open to having a business conversation? If the answer to that is yes, you just initiated a conversation. I would recommend that you do at least 100 of those a week. Plug them into your own receptions on Zoom. Plug them into the company-sponsored receptions, East Coast, West Coast time, 7 o'clock. And I would recommend, if you plug people into the company-sponsored events, that you schedule your own Zoom call for your guests right after the company-sponsored event so that you can start enrolling people in that process and don't let a lot of time go by. So that would be my recommendation for you. But the system that's going to be in place is going to mobilize hundreds, if not thousands of people that really maybe don't know what to do during this time. And so we rolled this strategy out to the entire circle of champions. We rolled this strategy out to some of the senior vice presidents this week. And I wanted you to hear from 4 of the people that when we laid it out, that they were totally jacked up about this initiative, this philosophy of going out and having a company down sponsored event that everybody will be able to pour into. And the first person we're going to hear from is just a tremendous leader on the West Coast. Can't wait for you to hear what he has to think, tell you about what he thinks about this strategy. Help me welcome on the Zoom call, Mr. Nakota Bragg. Nakota, thanks for being on the call today, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be here and to be able to share with the group. And guys, it's just such a unique time when the whole world is waking up and they're changing out of their pajamas into their other pajamas. The founders of ACN had this fortuitous intersection of timing. I don't believe it was by accident. I actually believe it was a divine driven. One of the things that, I heard a long time ago is perspective is a function of experience. And Mr. Provenzano and the other founders and top leaders have come together and they have been always ahead of the curve. We've always, as a company, been able to be positioned right now, being able to wake up and go out there and win for our families. And a timing like this is second to none. And the idea, the philosophy behind building from one event to another event has always been the main thing in network marketing. And they say to become successful in our industry, you have to keep the main thing the main thing. And more meetings has always meant more money. Now, what I love about the opportunity we have here, you can build from one event, have brand new people see the ACN opportunity, and may or may not be completely ready to go. However, you and I have the ability to literally get on the phone and talk to them about testing it out and seeing if they can invite a couple other people to the next event that's happening, whether it be your private event, whether it be the main ACN event, whatever the next event is, and then rolling them into the quick start. To me, second to none. It's given us an ability to do what we never could have done ever before. I'm so excited about it, guys. They always say, you're a culmination of the top 5 people you hang around. Imagine being able to build on a daily basis with some of the greatest talent ACN has, some of the best professional speakers, communicators, and more importantly, people that have helped thousands of people win through this ACN opportunity. It's insane. I feel like a brand new ACN IBO. I think the world would agree and no one would disagree that the timing of what we have in ACN, the culmination of all the leaders put together in this exact moment, being divine driven year in advance when the founders asked us to use this technology. Guys, I don't think this is by mistake. I know that this is a purpose, and we have an option right here, right now. We can either go out there and Netflix and chill, or we can go ACN and build and get wealthy. And right now in the non-corona market, if you're not getting paid, even in a non-corona market, if you have a smartphone and you're not getting paid from your smartphone, you've got a dumb phone. So it's time to go out there and blow this thing up. I'm so excited. I can't wait to build into the call. Thank you, Mr. P.
Yes, sir. Way to go, buddy. Either we can plant ACN seeds or plant your butt on the couch and do like everybody else. It's time to go to work. It's time to have conversations, and we're excited about what we're able to do. And now we want to hear from just a tremendous lady. Her and her husband are doing a great job in ACN, leading the charge, actually. They are having record months right now. I can't wait for you to hear from Melissa Street. Melissa, thanks for being on the call.
Man, why do I have to follow Nakota? He just brought the house down, right? Mr. Provenzano, you had to set that up. I am so excited to be on this call with all the executive team leaders in ACN, just so fired up. And, I got to echo everything Mr. Bragg just said, because, whenever things happen, ACN, the leadership, the founders, Mr. Kane is just always ahead of the curve, immediately adjusts and adapt to the situation, and just always finds a way to support all of us, to help all of us build our business. And I just love the fact that there's not one, but there's 2 events a day, Monday through Thursday, for all of us, and again, it's not to replace anything you do in the daytime. It's to help you filter everyone that you showed the business to throughout the day, from your Zoom presentations ongoing all day, and then filter them into the nightly events. I just love anytime we can get these amazing leaders, these Circle of Champions members, senior vice presidents in front of your prospects. I mean, that's a gold mine right there. I'm so fired up that we've got multiple events virtually anywhere and anyhow they can watch from their cell phones, from their tablets, from their iPads, any device possible while they're at home already. Guys, you already have a ready-made audience. Do you realize that? Everyone is home. There's only so much Netflix you can watch. There's only so much Facebook that you can scroll through. You have a ready-made audience, and you've got the best of the best that you could put your contacts in front of. I mean, you've got Mr. Adlam, you've got Mr. Bragg, you've got Chanel Burt, you've got Franco LaFranco. I mean, how crazy is it that in one day you can have a Circle of Champions member in your living room or in your prospect's living room, to be able to see that right then and there from their fingertips. So guys, I am so fired up that ACN has 2 nightly events for us. Then there's a quick start training. And then now we've got the Saturday virtual event with all of us coming together. It's like my dreams are coming true that I get to be on a virtual stage with all of the greats in ACN. And so I'm fired up, guys. Promote, promote, promote. We're in the promoting business, right? If there's anything we know in ACN, if there's anything we know in this industry, we're in the promoting business. So this Saturday, I can't wait to see you guys at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on our first ever, but not the last, virtual ACN training. So Mr. Provenzano, thank you so much for letting me share, and I'll turn it back to you.
Love it. Thanks, Melissa. I remember the days when we used to have BOMs on Friday night of an international event. And we would just pack that place out. Why? Because every IBO knew the value of having their prospects in front of some of the top leaders at ACN. We are now going to make that available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Can you imagine how we're going to be able to accelerate and condense timeframes because of this company down initiative that's going to start this Saturday for these trainings? It's going to be some of the most amazing things that we've ever done. And we're going to hear some more validation right now from another tremendous leader that really does have it going on in a big way. Help me welcome on this call, Franco LaFranco. Franco, thanks for being on the call today, buddy.
Thanks, Greg. This is so exciting. You know, it's funny. It reminds me when I got started, I had a conversation with you. You said, Franco, you cannot cheat the numbers. You got to go through the numbers. And I'm like, okay, I've got to go through the numbers. And so what that basically meant to go through the numbers was get into a car, drive into somebody's house, do a presentation, drive to somebody else's house. Oh, look, nobody's here. That was a waste of 45 minutes. Go somewhere else and repeat every day. You know, I was able to go to get the senior vice president from RD in about 18, 24 month period where I exploded, but driving two home meetings every single day, stuck in traffic, exhausted, change of clothes with me, bringing food with me, waking up early in the morning, going to a coffee shop and doing more presentations. All this stuff I was doing every single day. I was exhausted, but I had to do it. I had to go through the numbers. And then there was one weekly training on Saturday, and then we had to hope we would get these people to come to Saturday and can make it there. We would lose a bunch of them, of course, because the people that we saw at the beginning of the week, we probably had very little hope to get them to the presentation on the Saturday. And now I'm looking at this. This is crazy. You can do as many presentations during the days. I already did 2 this morning. 1 already signed up, and just in the morning. And here is where I got to stay. This little area right here. In fact, what I did was I got a desk that goes up and down, so I can stand up, I can sit down, I can stand up, I can do exercises, I can do whatever I want. I'm in my own little thing here, and I can do whatever I want to do, and I can just build my company within a company right here. I don't have to go anywhere. And then we get them from the presentations we do during the day. We've already got a bunch of people ready to plug in tonight to our nightly event, a quick start, and then a big national, either US or Canada on Saturday. This is exciting. And I can't imagine if I could do that at that time frame, what can people do now? Look, we had people become SVPs during the pandemic, RVPs during the pandemic. Like I'm convinced, Greg, that the people that get started today that only understand this system and this condensing of time, we're going to have people record SVPs, record RVPs. I have no doubt because of how fast we can build. And on top of that, we're providing people a service of a value to people that they need right now with the services that we have. They're tremendous value and real services that people need. So we got a great message to the marketplace that I don't believe anybody's had ever, especially in times like this. It is very exciting. So what we have our hands on, the people that really right now get to work, empires, they're going to be able to build empires. I really do that. It's very exciting. So thank you for doing this. This is a big deal. And to have the top leaders present, I'm excited that I get to put even my personal contacts and the teams into the best of the best hands. So thank you so much for everything you guys are doing.
It's a big deal, man. I'm excited about what's going to happen in the month of April because of all these initiatives that people are going to be taking advantage of starting this weekend. So it really is a very phenomenal time. If you really internalize everything that we've been talking about and visualize what really can happen, if you really plug your people into this environment during this season, it could be quite amazing. Speaking of amazing, we got one more Circle of Champions member we're going to hear from, Mr. James Adlam. James, thanks for being on the call today.
No, thank you, Mr. Provenzano, and really great to see you and the other leaders that are on the line. I was talking to somebody today, and I was saying to them that since I've gotten started in this company, I've experienced the fallout professionally, that is, not personally, but professionally, the fallout with 9/11 and the economy, the recession of 2008, and now this pandemic. And I said to someone today on the phone call that ACN has been a lifeline in troubled waters with 3 major global economic events. We weren't talking about like something crazy happened in Maryland. These things impacted literally the global economy. And I said to them, this company, I can't anything else in the marketplace for people today where so much hope and opportunity live in the same thing. And when you and the other executives came together and said that you wanted to circle the wagons. And everyone, you have to understand, we're on the Circle of Champions call, and Mr. Provenzano kept saying point. He said, in this season, we want to leave no one behind. We want to give everyone the opportunity. And like our team, we've been having presentations every single night. So many other people that have not had that opportunity. And now, for the first time in the history of the company, if you're in this company and you have a desire to build, the company itself is extending itself to you wherever you are and saying, look, position people to see this presentation, we will help you. And I don't know if us, even as Circle of Champions members, really realize the level that we're about to go to, because we're literally taking some of the greatest leadership in this entire company and making everyone available to everyone. It's not this team, it's that team, it's ACN. And Melissa Street sent me one team, one dream. And that's just like the hashtag mentality. We want all of you to promote like crazy for the Saturday event. I can't wait to learn from some masters in this company. And the presentations during the week, all you literally have to do is take advantage. You're not doing the presentations. You're having your people plug into a second presentation. You as a new person, you can have a meeting at 12 o'clock with your mentor and flood them into 7. You can have a meeting at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and plug them into 7. All you've got to get good at is sending a link and telling somebody click. If you can send a link and have the link be clicked, you can build your business in ACN, and the company's got your back 100%. So my hope and prayer is that you all in this season take advantage of what technology is providing for us, but more importantly, the vision that the company has, that no one is left behind. Everyone who wants the support to build, you have the support to build. You just have to put people in front of the information. So I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited to listen and learn from master teachers. I'm excited to hear Mr. Kupis this coming Saturday. I know that we're about to completely elevate and transform so many lives all around the world with this opportunity. So thank you, Mr. Provenzano. Can't wait to see the circling of the wagons and no one left behind. One team, one dream. Thank you, sir.
Here we go. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of unprecedented growth and momentum. Why? Because we're focusing on helping other people. And that's our vision. That's our focus. That's our dream. And right now, as all of you know, I feel like I'm speaking to the choir right now. Every one of you know a lot of people, not just a handful of people, a lot of people today that are hurting. They need to hear the ACN story. We were asking ourselves our question, what can we do? Everybody's asking, what can we do? How can we give back? And we're helping the kids that are not going to school right now. That for some of those children, that was the only time that they got a hot meal. And now they don't go to school. So now there's local pantries right now that are soliciting donations, looking for drivers to deliver meals to these kids that don't have an opportunity to eat like we all have an opportunity to eat whenever we want. So we help on a local scale, but then we were thinking, what can we really do? And it all came back to the basics of our opportunity. This is what we can do. We literally can put people back to work. Now, some of you may think that's corny, but listen, I believe it with everything that's in me. There are millions of people that have registered for unemployment last week. Never thought it would happen to them, but it happened. We have an opportunity. $199, $25 a month. stay at home, do a Zoom call, click a link. You have the ultimate support with the company now from a top-down initiative. You got leadership on Saturday training. Listen, we're almost bringing an international event on a Saturday virtual live Zoom training this Saturday for anybody that wants to plug in. Are people looking for something like that is the question. I say they are. And here's what I know, is that the people that have no hope, the people that are fearful, the people that don't know what the future holds, they're going to jump on an opportunity, no matter what the opportunity is right now, because they're grasping at straws. And let me tell you, I would rather have them grasp the ACN straw and get into something that's real and that will deliver for them if they're willing to go to work, rather than something else out there. Well, they'll chase and not really have anything come to fruition. See, there's a race going on right now. That's why we want to get to as many people as possible. There's a race. There's a race between the other opportunities out there, and there's also a race and a competition amongst every single one of you. I'm going to challenge every single person that's listening to my voice right now to at least do 100 conversations a week. If you want to get after it, 250. If you really want to do something great, 500 conversations a week. You can do it. Find 50 people that can do 10 conversations a week. That's 500 conversations, all plugging into Zoom, all plugging into the company initiatives, all rolling into the Saturday trainings that we're going to have. How can you miss? You just need to be diligent, which is one of the qualities that I spoke about during this season. This is a time to go above and beyond anything that you have ever done, from the comfort of your home via Zoom. How many conversations are you going to have? How many Zoom calls are you going to have? How many IBOs are you going to have in the month of April? How many customers can you acquire via Zoom, never leaving your home in the month of April? How many people in your organization can have a minimum of 200 points to maximize the personal residual income on the compensation plan? How many people can you have how many people can get promoted to executive team leader? And when all that happens, let me tell you the last thing that we're going to do, and then we're done. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a virtual recognition Zoom call. And we're going to parade people on Zoom just like we did at an international event. And we're going to promote people on Zoom just like we did it at an international event. And we're going to have testimony on Zoom just like we did at an international event. We're going to bring that to you. I'm telling you, there's no excuse not to build an ACN business today. Not with the services that we provide, not with the cost that it takes to do our business, not with the compensation plan the way that it is, not with the technology the way that it is. Everything is in place. We are looking for standout leaders. Let me tell you, in the times of crisis is when real leaders show up. Any great leader that you've come to know and love, that you've read about maybe in the history books, those are the people that stood up when the times weren't good. They didn't cower down when everybody else was hiding and trying to figure life out. No, they stood up. In the time of crisis is when real leaders show up. I want to know if you're a real leader. Are you going to stand up? Are you going to do things that you can be proud of? What do you want your business to look like at the end of 2020? What do you want it to be like? Do you want to have hundreds of teammates that are making great residual income because you got after this window of time where we can stay here and acquire customers via Zoom? Think about the lives that you can change by giving them $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, whatever the case may be, if they're willing to acquire customers. What difference will that discretionary income make in a family's life today? I say just everything. And we have it in our hands right now. And all that we got to do is give it away. Give it away, have conversations, talk about an opportunity that is just spectacular. And with this top-down initiative with the company, don't tell me you don't have support. Don't tell me that you don't have a good upline. That stuff don't work. We're giving you everything there is to give. All you got to do is work it. And that's the message today. This is all out, massive action. It's time to get after it. It starts this Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Pacific Time. We're going to have great trainings, great BOMs, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, 7 o'clock East Coast, 7 o'clock West Coast, Circle of Champions member or senior vice president hosting a Tony Kupas BOM to get your people enrolled or to get some customers for this wonderful opportunity. Nothing better. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Be safe. Do everything the government's telling us to do. Isolate, quarantine, but let's do something big while we're doing it. Have a great day.